Good afternoon, everybody. It's time to take a look Thursday at the headlines, and really the big headline today is the NBA and their 11-year, $76 billion contract. Now, that's going to kick in after the 2025-2026 season. The deal is the same for the same number of years as the NFL's most recent agreement, which began back in 2023. Now, this deal has these groups as partners: ESPN, ABC, NBC Peacock, and Amazon Prime Video. They're going to average $6.9 billion per season. Just for comparative points, the NFL averages about $10 billion per season, but that's with five networks. So depending upon how things fare with TNT, we'll get to that in a minute, the NBA could gross approximately $7 billion per year. The NFL remains the top attraction because of its ratings and advertising prowess, but you got to give the NBA some credit here, as they clearly are a strong second in command when it comes to the amount of dollars spent. Also, they have a much younger audience, so that's not a bad thing either. So, when does this become final? Well, here's the deal. The NBA Television Media Board, which is a group of four teams, owners, got together. They approved this deal that Adam Silver brought them, okay? But it doesn't come official until a couple of weeks from now when the NBA has their Board of Governors meeting in Las Vegas. So, hold off on that. They'll vote on it whenever they get to Vegas next week. Once the league sends the finished contracts to TNT, okay, which is Warner Brothers Discovery Sports, TNT would have 5 days to match one of those deals. Now, which deal would TNT potentially go for? Well, the guess is the deal that is Amazon, okay? And that would be because Amazon has at $1.4 billion, the cheapest of the deals. And that's not a cheap deal, but cheapest of the deals. It's 1.4 per season. Now, I'll be honest with you. They're a legacy group from the partner standpoint. They've been with the NBA longer than any of the other partners. That being said, I think it's very slim that they get a deal or match a deal, I should say, from what is in the package that we now just spoke of. The reason being, if that's what they wanted to do, they could have negotiated at any point in time. The fact that they decided to wait to match something just doesn't make any sense. And given the fact that TNT has gone out, and again, it's just, Warner Brothers Discovery Sports has gone out and picked up some college sports from the Mountain West. They've also gotten some basketball and also some auto racing. I really don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on it. I don't think they wanted. If they wanted it that bad, they would have taken the advantage, of making a deal when they had the opportunity to. So they're going to be given 5 days to match it. So let's take a quick look at the calendars. Today's the 11th of July. So you figure sometime, I would guess, sometime about 2 weeks from now, this will be a done deal. Now, as I said before, TNT got the French Open, they got college football playoffs involved, Big East and Mountain West basketball and football. So, paying $1.4 billion is probably, out of the question. The Prime will definitely get it. All right. Why is the deal so long? Well, actually, it's just pure economics. Okay, for the networks and the media companies to hold the rights to live sports and continue to get advertisers, they have to play the long game. They can't play a short game. You've got to be given the opportunity to work on the long game. And so for advertisers, they want to see numbers. Numbers take a while to build, and therefore you really do need at least a 5 year package to make even a break even. And so that's why it's an 11-year deal. Okay, now how's this going to benefit you, the fan? Well, you need to go to your channel guide often, but during the last 3 months of the regular season, there will be a national NBA telecast every night. That's right, 7 nights a week on either ABC, ESPN, NBC, Peacock, or Prime. Okay, so there you go. You're going to really be able to focus in with a national game 7 nights a week beginning in late February. Okay, so that's pretty good if you're a fan. You're gonna have no problem with that. Now, who has the packages and how does it work? Well, ESPN ABC will continue to be the home for the league's marquee matchups as well as the NBA Finals. Even though the NBA will have two broadcast partners for the first time, the Disney Corporation came through with a little bit more money. They kicked up to $2.6 billion per year, which is just shy, frankly, of the 2.7 billion, which the Disney company now pays for NFL Monday Night Football and two playoff games and a Super Bowl. So you can see where this really did a pretty good deal for ABC ESPN. So they get the playoffs. I'm sorry, they get the finals, the NBA finals, which they will air on ABC. All right. Now, welcome back to NBC. That's the network that carried all six of Michael Jordan's title runs with the Chicago Bulls and the first three of Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant with the Los Angeles Lakers. They returned from carrying games in the 1990s through 2002. Now, NBA Sunday night will be a package of games once the regular season is over. Okay, so NBC is going to carry a Sunday night national game right after the NFL season is over, and they also get, because TNT used to have this, the NBA All-Star Weekend. Okay, now it will regularly air games on Tuesday nights and have a package of Monday night games that will stream on Peacock. All right, so there you go. There's where your NBC deal comes in. Now, the NBC deal is averaging approximately $2.5 billion per season, which is a bit more, actually. It's $500,000 a year more than they give the NFL for Sunday Night Football. But remember, they're not getting just one basketball game. They're getting three basketball games a week. Okay, so that's where you get a good deal on that. Does this mean Round Ball Rock is coming back? Because everybody loves the song and it's been licensed and used in the Olympics. You're going to have to wait until 2025 to hear it, but yeah, NBC has that music, and they will be using it. By the way, if you really want to hear it, they'll be using it through the Olympics. Okay, so you get a chance to see that. Is the NBA entering the streaming world? Many have asked, and absolutely they will be, because they're going to be on Peacock and they're going to be on Prime Video. Now, what's going to happen here on Prime? Prime is going to carry a Thursday night game after the NFL regular season ends, along with Friday games and Saturday games. So Prime Video will have 3 games a week in season, and they also there'll be the main network for the in-season tournament, which you all remember happens, in February. So that's the in-season tournament. It's going to be on Prime Video. They'll also be one of the main networks for the playoffs, but that will be later down the line. ABC, as I said, has the NBA Finals. The rest of the playoffs, let me give you this one, is all the networks will have games during the first two rounds. Okay, so that means ABC, ESPN, NBC Peacock, as well as the Prime Video will all have games during the first two rounds of the playoffs. When it comes to the conference finals, ESPN ABC has one series each season, while NBC and Prime will alternate. So let's take, for instance, this year, ABC, ESPN had the Eastern Conference Finals. TNT had the Western Conference Finals. If we were to play that game, let's go, ESPN, ABC would have the Eastern Conference Finals this year. NBC or Amazon, Prime Video, would have aired the Western Conference Finals. So you get where we're coming from. ESPN's the only one who will have a series final, Eastern Conference or Western Conference every year. NBC and Amazon Prime will alternate that. Okay, so that's not too tough to follow. Now, what's this mean for the NBA? Well, it really is helps them because they got labor peace, which was achieved last year through their collective bargaining agreement. The media rights deal, which once it's passed, puts expansion at least of two teams to 32 on deck. The expansion fees are absolutely going to be off the charts. They're going to likely be minimum of, I would guess, anywhere from $2 to $3 billion per franchise. So that's more money coming into the NBA. It also means more money for the players, okay? Because the salary cap will see an annual increase of 10%. So get ready for some possibility that top players in the NBA could be earning nearly $100 million per season by the 2030s. Okay. Now, was the WNBA, where things are really getting hot, part of this deal? And the answer to the question, I should say, is yes. All three partners, ESPN, ABC, Prime Video, they already have games, while the WNBA, I'm sorry, will head to NBC carrying games for, they did carry games during the first six seasons, but the NBA will have a spot on NBC. It's not yet necessarily decided how that's going to work out yet. And by the way, the WNBA still could add a partner or two if they wish, and they have partnerships right now with CBS and Paramount Plus. So we'll have to see how that works out. But this is a good deal for the WNBA as well. So let's once again real quick go over what's going on here. We know that it's $76 million. Okay, we know it's 11 years. We know that it is going to be ESPN ABC. It's going to be NBC Peacock, and it's going to be Prime Video. Okay, so we know that. We know that there's going to be a game every night of the week, 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. We're going to get a NBA basketball game on one of the, either streaming or broadcast or both. So you've got that coming up, and we know about the in-league tournament. That's going to be on Prime, and we know that the finals will stay with ESPN ABC. All right, so there you go on how that works out. It's quite an elaborate deal, and it's going to be a very interesting deal. And as we said, it'll be finalized sometime before the end of this month. And again, if TNT wants to match one of these $1.4 billion packages, it's rather unlikely, but we'll see. It seems as though they've set themselves up not to do it. So again, we'll see. But that also means that next season, the 2025-2026 season, is going to be the season that is the final season for the NBA on TNT. And I know how many people love the outstanding pre-game, post-game, and halftime show with Smith and, of course, Ernie Johnson. That will end. He's going to retire after the end of this. Who knows what could happen? He may or may not. Shaquille O'Neal, we don't know what his deal is. Kenny, we don't know what his deal is. We do know that Ernie's not leaving Turner. So um, the possibility of putting that group back together in some way, shape, or form for either ESPN or NBC or even Prime is unlikely. It is there's an outside possibility. Now, just follow me on this one. There's an outside possibility that Prime could hire that Turner, or in this case Warner Brothers and Discovery, who are now the new partners of Turner, to produce that halftime show and post-game show for them. That's a very, very long shot, but we've seen stranger things happen. I mean, we see Al Michaels got traded from ABC to NBC for Oscar the Rabbit, which was the only character that Disney didn't own, which Universal had. So stranger things have happened, but guys, I really wouldn't pin my hopes on TNT and getting that show back. So enjoy this this season into next, because that's going to be it for TNT and for the fun pregame and postgame show. So there you go. That's your NBA new package. Now let's go with this. We have some baseball news, and the baseball news is that beginning this week, at 11 a.m. on the Roku channel, the new breakfast baseball game, or I guess we should call it brunch because it's 11 a.m. The brunch game will move from Peacock over to the Roku channel. Now, couple of things of import. The Roku channel is free. Okay, it's free if you own a Roku box. You can go to the channel store, get it, download it. It's free. It's also free on your phone. So the Roku channel could be, download on your phone or on your tablet. Okay, so if you have a phone or a tablet, you can download it for free. You can watch the baseball for free. They outbid Peacock for the rights to this brunch game. Now the brunch game is only 2 years old. The package was put together a couple of years ago. The games come on at 11 a.m. They really don't. First pitch is really around closer to 12, but because they have a pregame show, and it basically moves into that. Now, what side programming that Roku has put together is pretty much kind of like a red zone type deal, where they have some a look into games while during the regular season. They'll be showing some highlight shows, and they'll be doing some sidebar programming every day. So look for that to start on Monday after Sunday's start of the brunch time baseball game, which this week is in Baltimore, where the Orioles will be hosting the Yankees, and that's your 11 o'clock game this week. And from there on out, from now all the way to the end of the season, there'll be a Sunday game at 11 a.m. And as I said, it's free for you to watch on the Roku channel. And so just if you don't have the Roku channel, as I said before, if you have a Roku box, you can go to the Roku channel store, download it. If you have a phone, you can go to your Google Play or your App Store if it's an Apple, download it. If you have a tablet, same thing. Go to Google Play Store or the App Store and download it, and the you can watch the games on the Roku channel, and you also can watch this sidebar programming which they have during the rest of the week. Okay, so there's your baseball information. One quick note, and that is that it looks like the Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, got caught up in that deal with the folks at Diamond Sports, and so they will be vacating Diamond Sports next season. So the Florida Panthers games will be on local television in Miami beginning next season, and they will have some sort of um, pay streaming service, which you will be able to get through the Panthers. So the Panthers are going to go the way of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the way of the Phoenix Suns, and the Los Angeles Clippers, who have taken their rights in house and will be offering you a package of games, both on broadcast for free and on streaming. So we'll keep you posted on what's going on under those circumstances. Okay, so that's where we are in the Panther side of things. A couple of other things coming up. This is, of course, Monday night will be the Home Run Derby. You can watch it on ESPN. You can stream it on ESPN Plus. And if you have the ESPN app on your phone, you can watch it on the ESPN app. You can also listen to the game on ESPN Radio. Tuesday is the All-Star game. That's a Fox game. So definitely Fox will have all the lead up to the game, which will be played in Arlington, Texas. The red carpet show, which has become kind of fun, where people, the ball players dress up in their finest and they come into the stadium. You can watch that on FS1. And then the game itself will be on Big Fox, and that'll start at 7 o'clock, and first pitch will be around 8 o'clock. So there you go on that. We know because we watched. We have soccer Saturday. We'll be talking about that tomorrow in greater detail. But we have the Euro finals, which is Spain and England. That will be on Fox and streamed on. Well, Fox doesn't stream, so you have to. If you do not have access to a local Fox television station or cable situation, well then, sorry to hear it, because you won't be able to watch it. But Fox has the Euro final that will kick off at 1 on Saturday, and as I said, it's England and Spain, and then the nightcap, it's Colombia against against Argentina. That game will be in Miami, and that game will kick off at 6 o'clock. And if it's anything like the wild one between Colombia and Uruguay last night, I'll tell you, the last 30 minutes of that soccer match was phenomenal. If you watched it, everybody was kicking. They did everything but score. The ball was going off the goals, banging off the crossbars and off of the goalkeepers. And unfortunately, they had a extracurricular thing that happened after the game, where players from both sides went into the stands and got in some altercations with the fans, which there's no question that FIFA is going to come down hard on those players, and it's quite possible. I'm not know right now because I don't think anybody's been identified. But we may see a situation where Colombia, some of their players may be suspended and not available for um, the game coming up on this weekend on Saturday against Argentina. So we'll see. The place is sold out, so it should be a fun time at Hard Rock Stadium down in Miami. So pretty much, gang, that's what we can help you with today when we talk about sports media. And Sean will be back with us tomorrow. We hope that you had a good time today, and thanks for staying with us. We'll talk to you. Be well.